All right, what's up, everybody? This is Terminator Juice, and this is a little special edition of Juice Opinions. We're going to be talking about Doom 2016, and as the title says, I'm not buying Doom on Switch, but you should. I'm going to explain that, but before we get into that, I just want to talk about why this isn't the normal live Juice Opinions. I wanted to try something different and while I'm talking about the game, I might as well be playing the game. So I'm gonna do some live gameplay. I'm using Relive from Radeon. I don't know how taxing this is gonna be on my computer. I like to have the camera on, have the mic recording and recording desktop form. That's why you see the white bar across the top. Sorry about that. There was no other way to get the thing to record other than the desktop, and I can't get the window to go away, so just hopefully it's okay and looks okay. So yeah, this is Doom 2016. I have it on PC. I bought it on Steam about late November last year, and I'm trying to remember if I paid, I think it was $35 on Steam. It was in the release year it came out in May of 2016, so it was about 6 months later, and I paid $35 for it, and I really enjoy the game. I have just over 13 hours in the game. That's basically all one playthrough. I played a little bit extra beyond that, and this is like the second area, the second world, if you will. So there's not going to be any major spoilers or anything. So before I get into like answering the question, why I'm not getting it, why I'm not buying it on Switch, it should be pretty obvious. I already have the game, but there was some tweets and stuff going back and forth yesterday when the news came out about the frame rate, and I just wanted to go into some detail about that and talk about the game. If you haven't played Doom at all, this should be a good video for you. If you got a Switch, you should buy this game if you haven't played it. I mean, that's the simple answer. You should buy this game. If you have a PS4, Xbox One, or a gaming PC that can handle it, you should have bought it already. I think it's like $20 right now. You should definitely buy it. You should have bought it by now. And let me get a better damn weapon here, because it's a great game. It's really fun. It has great sound. It has great visuals. So I'm not here to tell you what to do with your money, but I strongly recommend buying Doom on a platform that you have that plays Doom. So if you only have a Switch, let's say if you have a Switch and a 3DS, you should definitely be looking at buying this game. I realize it's going to be $60 and it's a year and a half old. There are reasons to not buy it, but if you haven't played the game, that you should play it. It's just a really good game. So I'm gonna get into an area where I'm killing more guys, but just looking at the control, responsiveness, it's a really responsive. It's one of the best gameplay experiences by a third party that I've ever played, if not the best. This game is fast. This game is fluid. The controls are amazing. The responsiveness of them. And this is running at 60 frames per second. I have not GTX. I have a R9 390. It's kind of a dated card by today's standards. Running custom. I started with high and then I bumped a few things up. I wanted to make sure there wasn't any dips. Because I know a little bit more of my computer's being used right now while the recording. So it's a great playing game. Now, what I've seen of the off-screen in tabletop mode running on the Switch, the game seems to look really responsive and fluid. I can't comment because I haven't played it, so I mean only major gaming sites and stuff have got to play it. GameXplain got to play it, IGN, GameSpot, a few other, Nintendo World Report. They all got to play it, and it looks like when your character's moving forward, it looks fast. It looks like it's moving fast. So as long as the controls are as responsive as this version, and I played the demo on PS4, and the controls were very responsive on there as well. How did I miss that, dude? As long as it's that, I will say buy the game. Like, you should buy the game. Don't listen to anybody. I know some people maybe didn't misconstrued, but they thought by the fact that I said I wasn't buying the game again because of the frame rate on Twitter. Like, no one got upset, but I could tell, like, you know, a little bit of cheerleading and stuff started happening. And like I said, I'm not telling nobody, I wasn't saying don't buy the game. I better get a better gun here. I'm just telling you, I'm not double dipping, especially at full price, based on the revelation of the frame rate and in conjunction with everything else that they had to downscale. So, you know, I can't run this perfectly on Ultra. On my computer, I probably should be able to. I've never really got into the whole overclocking thing. I haven't really messed with that. I'm not super knowledgeable about that, but I know if I did, I'm confident I have the CPU for it. If I overclocked it a little bit, I'm sure I could get Ultra, but I'm just not into PC gaming like that. Let's see here. So, alright, I already kind of, it's hard to play and talk at the same time, so this is kind of my first foray into this, so bear with me, but yeah, so for me, the Switch version is impressive from what I've seen. I haven't seen it docked, and they've been pretty, just like with Skyrim, they seem to be focused mainly on, hey, look at this game in portable. Look at this as a handheld, you know. Look how impressive this is as a handheld, which is cool. You know, that is one of the bigger, if not the biggest, draw for the Switch for a multi-plat is the portability. But let's just be real, for me, and this is a fact, Doom on the Switch is a huge downgrade over the version I'm playing right now. And no portable, no like wow factor for a portable game. Like this game to be running in portable makes up for the fact that it's definitely a big downgrade. So for me, the $60 price tag was gonna be a little hard to swallow. And then you couple in 30 frames per second and all the other downgrades, which I'm going to go into now. Like, this is going to get a little tech, like specs and stuff, which I normally don't do. And I know I've seen people like, hey, quit worrying about numbers, just enjoy the game. You know, I've seen those kind of tweets. But again, this would be me double dipping if I buy this game on the Switch. So I'm going to start with, for me, the biggest thing is is everything together, but I'm gonna break it down into some, I guess, into like some points that that stand out to me. So first and foremost, this is an intense action game. Now it's a first-person shooter, and there's some platforming and exploration. With another, like, if I haven't said that, that's definitely a reason to buy it. It's not just shooting; there is exploration and some platforming. But dang it, I knew I was gonna lose my train of thought at one point. Oh yeah, it's an intense action game. So right now on the Switch, I would say Fast RMX is one of the more intense, like, fast games that I have. I mean, the name's fast, but it's one of the more intense to play games currently that I have on the Switch. I would say with that, it's the worst game to play in portable mode. It's the least appealing game to play in portable mode on the Switch. Because, simple. Hand cramps, like, trying to race in Fast RMX with leaning with the triggers, turbo, or boost or whatever, braking, phase switching, that is just a recipe for hand cramps. Like it's not great, and so I rarely play Fast RMX. I tried it a few times, and I'm just like, that's not the way to play a game that's that intense. By the way, this took me forever to figure out the first time I played this game. Um, but so Doom is fast, intense, is as it gets. I mean, you're constantly hitting the triggers. You're constantly hitting the jump, switching your weapons on the fly because you're gonna run out of ammo. Oh shit! I don't want to die here. What do I gotta do? So to me, it's not. Oh my god, I can play that portable. Like that's like works against it for me because I don't think fast action. Like I don't think if Bayonetta 3 comes out or if they report Bayonetta 2, I'm not gonna be playing that in portable mode because, like I said, hand cramps. So that's first thing. So the portable mode for this game in particular isn't a draw for me. Like I played the game, I beat the game, I got 13 plus hours in the game, even with a standard controller. It gets pretty intense, and my hand, tighten. Like I'm gripping this controller tight at times, and I just don't think portable mode is the ideal way to play Doom. So what's left? If that's true, maybe you disagree, but for me, what's left after the portable mode? What are you left with? Like I said earlier, the most downgraded version of the game by far. And I watched Digital Foundry's video, or yeah, they did a video talking about it. They didn't show it. I listened to Game Explain. Yeah, I know I don't like Game Explain, but I listened to Game Explain talk about it. And then I watched a podcast of a couple guys I'd never seen before. One guy with super long hair and glasses. They played it, and everybody said the same thing. Hey, it's impressive. It's really impressive they got this game running on the Switch in portable mode, but it's pretty blurry. Like it's like Digital Foundry's. It's definitely dipping below 720p in portable mode. So not only are you getting 30 frames per second, which if it plays solid and it's locked and the control, there's no latency, that's fine. From what I've seen, it looks like it plays good. I'm sure there'll be dips though, but huge huge downgrade in texture quality. Like Digital Foundry put it, it's like super low. Like they had the direct feed from the Nintendo Direct, and this is about to get really intense. So the direct feed from the Nintendo Direct, so they could compare. And I know it's not final, but they didn't direct feed it from portable mode. I can tell you that. And it's a really big downgrade in texture quality. So do I care that much about textures? Not usually. But we haven't seen this thing in dock mode. Maybe it's gonna look better, maybe not. But when you factor in that big of a downgrade in textures, which I mean it does look pretty blurry. I noticed it right away. Like the people that haven't played it were like, "Oh my god, I couldn't tell. It looked like the PS4 version." I noticed immediately when they showed him like grab his helmet, and then that demon creature with like the horns and stuff. I was immediately like wow, like that looks way blurrier than what I'm used to. And so I was just like, I knew right away. But anyway, so you take that. So you got way lower textures, way lower resolution. I'm guessing docked will be 720. It's not, that could change. But just going off Digital Foundry and other people's comments about the portable version. So a big drop in let's go to this one. A big drop in texture quality, which makes it blurry, and then a significant drop in resolution. I'm playing this at 1080p with a frame rate drop. Now, To me, that's just too many things for me to double dip, like I said. But you know, maybe in dock mode it will look better than I'm thinking. But again, I already have the game, I already beat it, so I'm a different case. But I'm just looking at this now from just anyone, you know, maybe looking at the game. Maybe you didn't watch the videos I watched and stuff, and maybe you're not as into the tech. I know Rob Rule 2 always talks about that. Call the elevator, damn it. And then to me, that's just a lot of sacrifices. Now, it still may be a great game, but I'm expecting it to look pretty, you know, like I said, downgrade, like sub-low PC settings and stuff, like Digital Foundry was predicting. And again, it's not a deal breaker if you haven't played the game and you haven't seen a compare, you know, if you don't have an experience like I have playing the game to like really compare it to, then you probably be fine. But for me personally, that's just too many things. Get real. For, you know, to double dip, that's just too many downgrades. And so I want to talk about, and I don't want this to be super long, but I want to talk about what this really means, potentially could mean moving forward with third-party games coming to the Switch. Now, this game ran at 60 on PS4, Xbox One, and looked, I think it was like medium settings on PC. It looked really good. I played the demo. Looks really good. I've seen gameplay of the PS4 version, not the Pro, and it looks really good. So you got a 60 frames per second game, and again, Digital Foundry did an analysis back when it came out, showing how well this game ran on all kinds of PC setups, low end, mid level, budget, like CPUs, GPU setup, and it almost always hit 60 pretty easily. Here's the exploration part. You got to figure out stuff. It hit 60 really easily. They talked about how well it scaled and how performance was solid even on a lower end gaming PC. So with that, knowing that, and knowing that they were gonna drop the I love this gun. They were gonna drop the resolution, you know, and the text, seeing that the textures were already looking blurry from the video. I already said, you know, I expected with those sacrifices, and this is on me because for raising my expectations, but with the known sacrifices of the fidelity, I was thinking, and even OJ, when I asked the question when him and T were talking, he's like, "Oh, it'll run it. I think it'll run at 60. You know, they're gonna downgrade it. It's gonna run at 60." I kind of expected that too, knowing that the game was really efficient on PC, and it ran at 60 real easy. I'm thinking, well, you drop the frame rate down to 7, or the frame rate, you drop the resolution down to 720, and oh yeah, I forgot about this gun. Haven't played this in a while, but if you drop the resolution and the textures that far, I thought, okay, that's enough breathing room for 60. And I know the Switch, like, guys, I have a Switch. I know it's the size of a freaking DVD case. Like, I know this. I understand it's not super powerful, but like I said, all the things I knew from seeing the analysis and stuff, and like games like Snake Pass, like running pretty comparable. NBA 2K, everybody and their brothers like, oh my god, this looks so close to the PS4 version. And if you look, the character models are almost identical to the PS4 version. So they're like, well, we needed to drop it to 30 to have those character models almost one-to-one with the PS4 version. So that was understandable to drop it to 30 when you made it look that good. So taking all these factors into consideration, I'm like, well, if they drop Doom down resolution and textures that far, I'm thinking 60, you know. So like I said, that was on me for getting my hopes up or get my expectations maybe too lofty, but it seemed like it was a possibility. So I should have grabbed that earlier. So that's why I was a little disappointed. I ain't gonna lie, I was a little disappointed. Found it runs at 30 on top of all the other sacrifices. So it wasn't just that it's 30. It wasn't that I'm a graphics whore, but I just kind of thought with everything else that it was going to be maybe a possibility. So moving forward, games like Wolfenstein, which I'm guessing at what the fuck will be a 30 frames per second game. I'm guessing because it looks pretty good on the old PS4, Xbox One, if that's where the trailer was showing off. Look pretty good, so I'm guessing that's a 30 frames per second game. So far we got NBA 2K, and we have Doom as the big major third-party games. Like Snake Pass was 30 on all consoles except for the PS4 Pro, and it looked pretty good. I mean, it doesn't look amazing on Switch, but it looks good enough. Can I kill this dude? So my question is, I keep getting distracted because Doom, but what's gonna happen when the game's already at 30? Like, how many more sacrifices can they make? What's left? I mean, you got super low textures, you got low resolution native. Again, none of this stuff's top tier importance to me, but I'm just asking the question. I think it's a legit question. You got, like I said, you're a 60 frame game, which was what we know, is what we've seen. But you take a 30 game, if a game that's in 60 frames per second already needs to go that big of a drop on textures and resolution, on top of a frame rate cut in half, what's left to these developers for a game that runs at 30 already on PS4? Like, how much lower? And I asked this, I think Active Sin Alex answered, like, how much lower, how low can you go? Like, where's the not the ceiling, but the the subfloor? Like, how low are they gonna have to go to get a game that's already at 30 where they can't cut the frame rate, which is a huge, like, frees up a lot of space, performance on your GPU and stuff, cutting that frame rate in half. When they don't have that, what's left? I mean, are we going to see Xbox 360 type level of visuals to keep the game at 30? Like, I don't know. Maybe it's, this engine's supposedly super efficient and stuff, and they think it looks good. Like, if you ask the developer, they're like, it's one of the best looking games on the Switch, but there's a lot of sacrifices being made to get it on the Switch, and without that drop from 60 to 30, like, what else are they going to have to cut away? And it just has me concerned with future games. And I think more people, I don't know, OJ wouldn't answer the question I asked, and no one else on Twitter but Alex answered it. I think it's a legit question, and I mean, I don't know the answer, but what's going to happen with, like, Beyond Good and Evil 2 if that's 30 on the other systems? Like, how bad is the game going to have to look to run on Switch at the same frame rate as PS4 and Xbox One? So I guess we'll find out. But I'm kind of expecting it to have to drop pretty significantly, and at that point, you got to ask, is it worth it? Is it worth bringing the game? Depending on how low they got to drop it. So that's the question I'm going to ask. I know this went on for long. Maybe I'll edit this shorter. I'm not sure. Shit. Definitely want to edit out that. But yeah, let me know what you think. And are you concerned? you might be ecstatic with what you've seen of Doom. Like I said, I'm impressed, and you know, it does look like it's fluid. Maybe it'll play fine at 30, but again, for me, I'm not double dipping. Maybe someday, and the price comes down. I don't think it's good for portable. I don't think it's going to be the right type of game for portable, and yeah, and then again, what's going to happen to these games that are already at 30? You know, what are they going to have to do to get these on the Switch? It'll be interesting. It's not all doom and gloom. You know, I'm still excited. You know, this is still better than the Wii U after, you know, year one. It's right now the third party situations. I wouldn't say it's like exactly better. We haven't really seen if these ports are going to be good. If we haven't seen Skyrim in full, we haven't seen FIFA in full. NBA 2K looks promising. You know, people enjoy it. You know, so the whole picture hasn't been painted yet. It seems like it's going to be better. We'll see how Wolfenstein 2 looks. We'll see how Rocket League turns out. Ukulele, you know, all these games. It's still yet to be determined. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. And I got some editing and some uploading. This is probably going to take a long time to upload. So who knows? Maybe this will be up probably Saturday by the time you're watching it. But thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you in the next video.